back. Banana, banana, ba 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 da ba da. That's right. It's Footy Unfilterated. I am your host, James Clements, and with me on this, I don't know, the screen on the other side, very far south of me right now, because call me Tropical Jim, because I'm in far north Queensland, and everyone's favourite Essendon/Belgium fan is over there. It's Jez. Jez, what's going on?
Checks out. 4-1. USA. Get stuffed. Well, I'm very far from... I think the only thing tropical about me is probably the pineapples on my underpants. So, yeah, I'm currently freezing what's left of my testicles off because it's probably one of the coldest days of the year so far here in good old Melbourne, Jim.
Well, I can't complain. I'm in Mission Beach right now. I've got spotty Wi-Fi. We're not doing a video version of this. My microphone is attached to my beard. So I'm just sort of hoping that
it's
this
a
all
shame
works
we're not doing the
us.
video because it's quite the look, Jim. Quite the look.
Just waggling around like, I don't know, like the baby squid earlier when he's like, I'm going to go do a wee, and just on the beach, just full trow down, just like waving to the wind. It was good on him. Oh. Anyway, I have, however, watched a bunch of footy this week. And so we're going to do a pared down version of the show. We're just going to wrap up round 18 for you because a little bit happened, right?
Yeah,
like
just
some of it. Wait, was it round 17? Round 17. What am I talking about?
I was going to say, are you living... I thought Queensland was behind, not in front.
They are behind in so many ways. We're going to wrap up round 17 and set you up for round 18. That's what we're going to do. Because, I don't know, there was a bit that went on. So I guess without further ado, and I've got to assume that I'm going to put in some stuff here in post. That's a peek behind the curtain there. But fingers crossed it all works out. Let's do it. It's Footy without the bull. It's Footy Unfilterated. All right, Jez. Jez, round 17. What do we basically say? Like, whinge of the week?
Yeah.
This is usually where we go, the AFL doesn't know what they're doing, and it's just real bad and silly. They are just, oh, God. And it turns out, contact with umpires, it's not actually that important anymore.
No.
That seems weird.
Yeah. At every level, there's it's potluck AFL rules committee. What are we focusing on this week, guys? Well, last week it was umpire contact, so this week we don't have to worry about that anymore because we've ticked that box.
As long as we rescind whatever happens to Braden Maynard, I guess we're all good, right? Like, I assume Albo put in a call to like the president of football and figured it all out, and that's why Maynard got away with a fine, despite going after Ben Long and associated other sons with the fury of 1,000 sons. And like, this is it. My stance has always been that Braden Maynard is a war criminal, and we just saw it writ large again this week, Jez. And somehow he escaped suspension. What's going on here? Come on, talk it out for me.
Jeez, he must have the same legal team as what's his name, Ben Robert Smith, because he's pretty lucky there. I think he's actually part of the deal to get the Strait of Hormuz reopened. So if he was suspended from football, I believe the Iranian Ayatollah was like, nah, he must play next week or no oil for you. So, yeah. I think that's what it is, Jim. It has to be. I've got no other explanation for it.
I think his middle name is Balogun, right?
Bang. Yep.
Still, I don't know. We had like a big. I was watching this Collingwood Suns game on the weekend, and I was I think I was outside sharpening.
Hold on.
The sharpening the lawnmower blades with the angle grinder, like being a real man.
Wow.
Having a good time. And the older squid comes ready to go, Dad, there's a fight. And I'm like, I have trained you well, son.
Attaboy.
He was so excited. He came sprinting out and he's like, "It's on, Dad." I'm like, "Oh, great. My beloved sons are getting into it with the Pies. This is great." And then watching it all unfold, you're like, "Oh, yeah, it's a bit of a
Bit of
it's
a
a bit of a
hoo-ha.
fracas." I don't know if it's a brouhaha. Like that's
Mm.
I want to get my ideas of fracas and brouhahas all in a row, and I don't know if it gets to a brouhaha or if a fracas is worse. I think a fracas might be worse than a brouhaha.
I think that was about as wild as it gets these days in the AFL, though.
Yeah.
Like, for every single player, that's probably, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it's not quite blood in the sand, cross the line sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So
or the brawl of Windy Hill back in when Mel Brown decided to hit everyone in the suburb of Essendon.
they had it coming. So that
It was
was.
poor Nonna's cooking spaghetti who copped one from him. Come on, Jim. Don't be like that.
I'm pretty sure my my old mate's grandma might have just
Oh, she got
dodged a quick blow, and
yeah, swished elbow
yeah,
on the
that's why
way
she
through.
turned 99 on the
She
weekend.
did
So I
well.
think that's still got the reflexes. Anyway, other news out there. I mean, that was all pretty weird. The fallout from it has been very tempered. I don't know if like the outrage train in the AFL this week has also done like I have and just gone on holidays. Meanwhile, I'm going full tropical gin. We've got the Larry
Ooh,
Tropical Pale.
nice.
It's a great beer. There we go. But outside of that, I mean, what you had an umpiring brouhaha again that could have cost the Blues their 7th consecutive win, where Nick Haynes like basically had a rush behind, right?
Mm.
The ball is clearly gone past the goal line. Umpire doesn't do anything. Nick Haynes then goes, what? And then sort of jumps back behind the line again, resulting in a free kick to Richmond. All I want to say, Jez, is this one is that thank God Carlton still hung on to win that game, or else it
Mm.
would have been probably a much bigger, controversy than it was. But that's what I hate. It shouldn't
It
take,
shouldn't be the story.
yeah, it's like, oh, well, they still won. It's like, no. Like, this is still a huge problem
Yeah.
because if this happens and they lose, then we
We have
don't
to
have any
stop this
recourse here.
before it
Yeah.
actually costs the team a game. That's where it's at. It's just
So,
dumb.
for all the usage of the arc that we saw earlier in the season, and then we went, oh, no, we can't use the arc ever again. What are we doing? That was ridiculous.
You know how when you have like a free trial of, let's say, ChatGPT, for example, and you can only use a certain amount of requests on whatever the software is that they've got, yeah, maybe they've used their trial for this month already. So they're like, no, boys,
Andrew
we
Dillon.
just got to. Can you just not use the arc until we've paid the bill? Like, they're on stop credit.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like, it doesn't kick over until July 9. So don't use any more reviews.
So
or else we're gonna get
just
charged
don't use
the full
it.
price.
Yeah, we just want to get our discount in. Thanks, guys.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Other little bits and bobs. What is it? We might have Tom Papley back this week. George Wardlaw is out, which sucks for the Roos. Brisbane lost our man Darcy Gardner for 4 to 6 weeks, which was actually pretty big.
hurt.
He was awesome on the
Yeah.
weekend. He's been really good all year, actually. And there was an update actually on Jack Payne, the man who likes planes. He hasn't played, obviously. He missed the grand final last year, I want to say.
He was injured in the prelim?
I think it was the prelim.
Yeah.
And then sort of had a sort of, knee, or I think it was his knee, sort of looked at over the off season, but thought he'd be back and now has suffered a setback. So that's really,
sucks.
Not great. Yeah. Any other news you want to throw out there, Jez, before we quickly wrap up round 17?
I believe that there's, so obviously Lachie Neale's been meeting with a lot of clubs. I believe there's 7 AFL clubs, 3 EPL clubs, 4 Bundesliga. I believe a couple of New Zealand rugby union teams have made a phone call, and the one of the hurling teams in the Irish comp have also reached out to see if he's interested. So
I thought he was also looking at the Rajasthan Royals in the IPL.
I believe so, but I think he's going to wait to see what happens if they buy the second Melbourne license for the Big Bash. So we'll just have to keep you updated on that one, Jim. The actual one, this one actually popped up not too long ago, and it's possibly one of those things. You know how the media, they just come out and they make a story up, and they've got a 50-50 chance of hitting or missing. So I'm going to do that right now. James Hird will be coach of Essendon. You heard it here first.
Exclusive. I like this.
Exclusive.
Look, hey, Footy Unfilterated. That's what you come here for.
Breaking exclusive. I have absolutely no source to back that up, but I said it first. This one I saw on and I'll credit them, Zero Hanger Facebook page, and it's a bit of a lefty. Will Sutherland, the captain of the Victorian cricket team, apparently is on Geelong's radar for a code switch, which is very, very interesting, Jim, because he's a absolute gun of a cricketer. He's obviously played some white ball cricket for Australia, but he's your finisher style, lower order batsman, fast bowler. Was on a lot of was projected to go high in the draft when he came out of the under-18 system, but obviously chose cricket. But it looks like maybe he's decided that with the Australian stuff probably off the radar. I can't see him getting in the test team. Maybe he's having a look at switching back. I think, who was the other one that did that? It might have been Alex Keith was one that went that way. And there was another one, but I've forgotten. I think Peter Hanscom was another one who was high on the draft radar before choosing, obviously, to go down the cricket path. And obviously our good mate Alex Carey, he was on the Giants VFL team. So there's a lot of crossover there, and it would be interesting to see if he could make the switch and make it successful. He's a big dude, big burly, key position ruckman type build. So yeah,
that's good.
One to watch.
I think it sort of puts me in mind of like the thing that I heard once, like a long time ago, that Scott Pendlebury was pretty good at basketball.
I've heard something about that. I wonder if he's playing his record-breaking game again this weekend. I haven't seen that posted since they posted it last week, and he didn't play on the weekend.
We should do like a memorial jersey this week when he actually does play, because it's actually been announced that he's going to play. So record breaker again. Let's go. Yeah. Nice. All right.
They should have black and white stripes instead of white and black stripes, maybe. I don't know.
You black with white stripes or white with black stripes?
They all look like prison bars to me, Jim.
And they do to Joffa as well. What is it? Round 17. Let's wrap up some games. Hey, Brisbane are really, really good still, and they beat Geelong down at Taxpayer Park, 123-101 in a really, really, really fun game where Dangerfield was just like the best player on the ground for large chunks of it, and no one else sort of came with him. It was a weird one. But I think there was a point where they're just basically like, Geelong don't give up 100 points to anybody, and Brisbane have done it to them in like ridiculous fashion.
Well, they got halfway there in the first quarter, Brisbane. I think they kicked 8 goals to...
Yep.
8 goals straight to 1 goal 6 or something ridiculous like that. It was one of those games, we've seen this a fair bit, where a team goes ballistic in the first quarter and then the second quarter can't score. And the other team...
Well, yeah, and the other team this time...
lead.
Geelong didn't kick that first goal until at the very end of the first quarter, basically as the clock is ticking down as well. It was wild, but, a really, really good sort of back and forth, essentially the rest of the way, obviously, but having built such a big lead, the Cats had brought it all the way back. And this is the thing we bang on about all the time on NBA Australia, like fighting your way back is all well and good, right? You got a target essentially. And then getting past that target and staying above it is really, really, really hard. And once Brisbane sort of recalibrated, they just sort of kept their noses in front and they were kind of fine. But yeah, it was a really awesome sort of like, obviously a grand final replay. And
a super important win for
yeah,
Brisbane, given that it was down in Geelong and separated them from a couple in the similar spot in the ladder. So yeah, big game, big
well, I think
game.
that solidifies them in like in the four, right? Like
I
they're
believe so.
fourth
Yeah.
now because of that game. So yeah, good win. Friday, you had Sydney beat the Dogs 90-55. Dogs never in it. It felt like Sydney just gave them the old 1-2 cost to zoo. Like again, right out of the gate, but there was very little else sort of going, I thought, for the Dogs watching that game. Uh, Bit of a disappointment,
Yeah, it's a bit of
really.
a flop, this one.
Um,
I've switched it on a little bit late and thought, oh, Charlie's going to kick 10. I think he had 4 early in the second quarter and ended up with 6, but Sydney did not look bothered at all. I think Charlie was sitting on the bench having a good old giggle with someone about halfway through the second. Um, they were not fast. They did not felt. I don't think they felt threatened
no,
by the Dogs whatsoever. So yeah, it was a bit of a
nope.
disappointment. It should have been a
Uh,
better game.
Should have been. You'd hope it would have been.
Mm.
West Coast 74, Adelaide 99. Not quite the whomping that we expected either here, but it was for a big chunk of it where Adelaide sort of just never, again, looked bothered. And I don't
This
know,
was
these are the sort of weird ones
crazy.
where you, yeah, it
I watched
was a
I
strange
was
game, right?
flicking between the two because obviously the other game got a bit boring, but I ended up sticking on the last quarter in this game because West Coast had the ball in their forward half for probably 98% of the quarter. And the 2%
Yeah.
of the two inside 50s that the Crows got, they kicked goals from and iced the game. But
Yep.
West Coast just could not score. They had all the play. They had the ball. Adelaide looked like they were just, oh no, it's dribbling down me. Oh no. But West Coast were like, oh, it's dribbling down our leg too, and just could not put them away. And they actually looked, defensively, they looked unreal for that sort of 25 minutes of the last quarter. But then the two times with the guard down, the Crows just went bang, bang, and that was that. So, but this could have quite easily been a. And your boy, Jake the Snake, he's back.
Love him. I was so happy
He
with
was
that. I'm
back.
just like, give it.
The big wrestle.
Speaking of
And
that last quarter,
oh,
that last quarter goal was massive, and you're like, here we go.
I thought that was it.
Um,
I thought they were going to run home with it from there, but no, it wasn't to be.
well, I guess the big thing for the Crom was that Fogg kicked 4 in that game, and Tex had 0
Mm,
again, which is probably
a
not
sign
ideal.
of where he's at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's here we. Anyway, good job, Adelaide. Saturday down in Tassie, Hawthorn got absolutely smashed by
Gee
Melbourne,
whiz.
but then came all the way back and
Melbourne
sort of
had an
having
early
everybody.
flight to catch.
Yeah, everyone was puckering a little bit. 125-90 in the end. What were they up? Was it like 90 something?
96 points they got up by.
Jesus.
And then Hawthorn
Yep.
said, no, we'll have enough of that, and kicked 12 goals straight from half, I think just after half time.
It's absurd.
And to be honest, I was watching this one with my son, with Zach, and we were sitting there going, they're going to do this. And then all of a sudden, Melbourne managed to kick a couple of late ones and seal it. But Big Marbior ended up with 5 himself. I thought he was going to get him across the line. I was about to say across the road, but that'll do. Across the line, across the ditch, whatever you want to call it. But they left their run a little bit late, the Hawks, didn't they? But I believe that's the first win too for Melbourne outside of the greatest stadium on earth, the MCG.
Yeah.
So well done.
Surprise twist. Speaking of surprise twists, the greatest team we've seen since Essendon in 2000 lost in Canberra. 109-88. The package, Jez. The package.
Hurts my heart.
It's crazy. Jake String kicking 7 goals to beat Freo was not on my bingo card, having declared them the greatest team we've ever seen, dressed in purple. Or really in any colour, but still.
Purple? Why not?
It was... An absolutely ridiculous game for Freo to lose and wildly predictable. So
I believe
here
I
we are.
called this, that their kicking was going to lose them a game sooner or later, and sure enough, it has lost them a game sooner than later.
Yep. It's
What do you
crazy,
do?
isn't it? I think like these are the sorts of games that you're like, spin zone. It's good to lose this game now. Like the 95 Blues lost 2 games in the middle of their unbeaten season. Jim, it's not unbeaten if they lose 2 games. I know. That's,
That didn't even register
they,
with me. I was like, oh yeah, 2 games in their unbeaten season.
but they
Wow.
don't count because they got absolutely smashed by Sydney and St Kilda by like 10 goals in each game. Like this team didn't lose consecutive weeks. It was absolutely absurd. And like you
I
think about the
believe both
2000
teams are
Essendon
like
game.
bottom 4 too.
Yeah, they were both
Yeah.
horrible, right? It was crazy. And the same thing obviously happened to the Bombers where they lose like one completely out of the blue and you're like, what the hell is going on? This team is wildly dominant. And Freo, having ripped off like the greatest win streak in footy club history.
Yes, in the Fremantle Football Club history.
Fremantle Football Club history. Thanks, Gary Lyon.
You're welcome.
They had to blow one at one point. And it's probably good that they blew it now rather than later. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is that I took GWS in our tips last week. You took Freo. And, it's just like one of those ones where you're like, yeah, I needed that one. So I don't know, Jez, too many beers. But for the sake of the ongoing joke of the power rankings,
they came for you, Jim.
I was pretty disappointed.
They came for you in the comments too. Yeah. It was,
yeah.
A
lot of, this aged
well.
Yeah. That sound you heard was the joke going over your head. But anyway, so thanks a lot, Freo. Then we had my beloved Suns lose to the Pies in horrible fashion, 104-98. Came flying back, got themselves into the game that they were wildly out of. Pies, like seemingly just always had a very annoying answer, and the very annoying answer was usually Dacos related. And
he's good at that.
They just held their nerve and won up at People's First Stadium. So my beloved Suns are in a tailspin. And again, I don't know. The fact that Carlton won again, the Suns lost again, I don't think I can have good things, Jess. Like, why can't both my teams win? Like, that's all I ask. Just breaks your heart. But anyway, good job, Pies. They needed that. They desperately need that. And it's a shot like these are the classic 8-point wins as well, right? Between all these teams sort of vying anywhere between 7 through 12 at the moment on the ladder. And Pies got a real, real good one. Richmond 72, Carlton 74. This game was horrible.
Yep.
So the squid sat with me until halftime. And we didn't go to the game because I'm like, it's a Saturday night. It's a late finish and getting you back home is always a pain. We'll watch it at home. And he's like, all right, Dad. I'm like, sweet. I can have some beers on the couch and yell, if need be, a lot. I did some yelling, Jess. I did some yelling. Old mate was not impressed. You know how when your significant other is sitting at the other end of the couch and you're like, I know I look like an idiot.
Yes.
I know that I'm acting irrationally. But what are these ups saying? God.
I didn't watch this game. But the two things that came out of this was all I've heard about it. There was no highlights that I've seen. And judging by the scoreline, I'm tipping there wasn't many, was Tom Lynch was clearly ordinary. The Nick Haynes incident, we'll call it, and the umpires in general. That's all I've heard about it. No one's mentioned that it was a wildly horrible game. All the talk is about how bad Tom Lynch was, how bad the umpires were, and I'm like, yeah, tracks.
It
It
was.
tracks.
I think Carlton played really, really well across the second and third quarters, and like sort of wrested control away from the Tigers. Tigers put up a good fight. Probably should have won if Tom Lynch could kick straight, but he's literally won Carlton 2 games this season. It's crazy. Like I don't know what's going on with him. It's weird.
I
So
sense there might be a big announcement coming for Tom Lynch soon.
probably,
I reckon he might have
yeah.
decided enough's enough.
Was,
Thought he'd go out and kick
anyway, that
15
was weird.
behinds before retiring, but
He's like 1 goal away from 500 as well, right? And he's just spraying them, like again, like the squid on the beach, just going left, right, and center, just into the wind. It's going everywhere. It was just horrible. Anyway, the Blues holding on for dear life down the stretch of this game when they probably didn't need to because of the Nick Haynes screw up.
yeah.
It was wildly frustrating, but yeah, they got over the hump, and yeah, the frustrated relief was not fun, but hey, a win's a win. Sunday, you had St Kilda absolutely demolish Murray Essendon, 117-57, and that, again, is one of those scorelines that feels complimentary to Essendon because it was not that close.
I was at this game. I took Zach along.
That'd be the photo.
That's the photo. So they got a reasonable crowd, Jim, of 34,000, and I believe it's because they gave away half of those tickets. So they had it.
Kids go free at Marvel.
Pretty much.
Kids go free at Marvel.
$20 adult general admission, $30 level 1 tickets. So I got a ticket right next to the Saints cheer squad and right behind the point post at the Saints cheer squad end. And I was pretty impressed with the view, and that was about all I was impressed with. So yeah, we're bad. There's no other way to put it. It's I think I've been banging on about this all year. It's not the kids. It's the next level up and senior players that are just ordinary. There's not one of them that you can say stood up. One thing I did enjoy, and look, unlike you with my yelling, I just sit there laughing, Jim. I'm beyond. It's just a waste of time yelling and screaming because it's like yelling at a brick wall. They're just not listening. There was a group of Saints fans sitting up behind the cheer squad who had the chants going, the World Cup style chants. So for example, when Jack Higgins kicked the goal, they were H-I-G-G-O, H-I-G-G-O. They had another one for, I forget, there was a couple other ones, but every time they had one for every player, and it was unreal. It was so good because the other side was the St Kilda cheer squad were getting quite annoyed with them, and because all they could come up with was the old St Kilda and the old oh when. And the Saints come marching in, and then I'm like, shut up, you lot, let them keep going, they're better. So that was about
awesome.
The extent of the entertainment value for my day. Nate Caddy did what Nate Caddy does and took a hanger and missed a goal from right in front. He's entertaining, if nothing else. Other than that, I can't really say much else. We'll leave it
Tough
at that.
Scenes.
Yep.
Tough scenes.
Naz had about 45 disposals, 46 I think it was. And I think Brad Hill had 41 or 39. So it was at one stage it looked like there was about 4 of them were going to get 50. So I think there was 4 players on 22 20 plus disposals at halftime. It was crazy.
Jeez. I was at old mate's grandmother. So yeah, the Squid's great grandmother's 99th birthday, and she's a Bombers supporter.
Mm.
And there's a tacit realization that no one should tell her the score during her birthday party. It's like no one, just
Just put on a
everyone saying
replay of like the '93 grand final or something, and tell her it's
2000 grand final.
Yeah,
Shako Matthew Lloyd. Oh, I loved him.
yeah.
Yeah. Off we go. Yeah. It would have been a little bit nicer, I think. Naz was absurd. He's unreal.
Mm.
But yeah, this was an absolute bloodbath. And then we finish off with the Hornet Bowl, wasn't it? The Ruse Power. And Ruse are just...
The Ice Bath
This is
Cup.
what we talked... We talked about it last week on the show, right? Like,
yep.
You can't, like, the Roos away from home, you just can't trust them in any way, shape, or form. So, Power got up. It was like a pretty even game for a big chunk of this, and then Power got up big. North sort of fought back. Power sort of kicked away to make it safe in the end, but it was Hornet kicked that goal. Was it I want to say the end of the third quarter, fourth quarter? Fuck, I can't remember.
I was following the scores as I sort of was obviously at the other game and then on the train on the way home. Yeah. But it looked like it stayed within a kick for most of the game, and then
for a big chunk of it, yeah. And then they booted away, and you just like after half, like during the second quarter, they just sort of kicked away, and the Roos put it all the way back, got up, and then. There was like a couple of goals essentially that Power, like it was basically level going through this fourth quarter, and Power eventually sort of got up and sort of stayed up. And it was the Hornet goal. There we go, I found it. Yep. Hornet kicked the goal at the end of the third quarter, basically to get them back even.
Yeah, right.
And sort of they never, I think that North might have gotten a point after that, and then that was their next lead. But I don't know, Power are like this weird smoky now where if you play them, I think in the back half of this season and you're a wannabe finalist like North, you have to play really well to beat them because they probably won't beat themselves if they're roughly within your level.
Yeah.
But if you're a good team, you'll probably just kick the absolute bejesus out of them.
Yeah.
But if you're outside that top 6, you really have to put them to the sword. So yeah, I don't know. It's a good thing, I guess, if you're a Power fan, but it's also frustrating because you're like, why can't we?
Where was this earlier in the year?
Yeah.
You know, and they've had a couple of those performances. Like they got up and beat Geelong when they had no business being even in that game.
That's
Again,
right.
They won the showdown. They were in the first showdown and got done by a kick. So they've had their chances. They nearly beat
Sydney.
Yeah, they've had their
3 weeks
chances.
ago, they nearly beat Sydney, right?
But then, the losses to West Coast and a few of the other losses where you would have thought that they would, give themselves a good shot. I don't know, mate. They could almost be the what could have been. Having said that, though, that new coach, I don't know that they didn't pick up a lot of players, but, new game plan. Maybe it's just taken them a while to sort of get the hang of what he's, the way he talks, his accent, I don't know.
Also lost Connor Rozee.
And that's
Rosie
one thing
was out like straight away
that they don't talk about either. He's the captain. He's up there with Butters as their best player. They've got a lot of injuries, especially to key players as well. So it's interesting where I didn't rate them from the start of the season, but as I said last week, I'm sort of come around a little bit on them that maybe they could have been good, but here they are. Do you reckon they're a chance, Jim? Do you reckon if they have a good run home, they can squeeze into number 10? Because I think North and I think the Suns are shot, to be honest with you. This is probably a good but anyway,
so
I've gone early.
We don't have any other ENRs, so because this is the bare bones episode, right? Can they make the 10? They are currently 3 games behind. 2 games. Yeah, 2 games out of 10th, which is the Blues, right? And so it's hard. But Carlton have a really tough run home. So they basically just have to be 1 to 2 games better than, they just beat North, Saints, GWS, Suns. I just don't think they can do it. Like the Suns are absolutely falling off a cliff. Giants can beat apparently everybody and lose to everybody. The Saints are Jekyll and Hyde as... The Roos, they just lost to them. And the Blues, I think, the Reaper's coming for us over the next 7 weeks. But
well, you know what they say about a winning streak, Jim. You're 1 win closer to a loss.
True. I mean, they do say that. They say it a lot.
Whoever they are.
I don't know. I don't think the Power can do it, though. I think they're just too inconsistent, right? I think one of those other teams will just stay ahead of them.
Yep.
2 wins at this point of the season is a long way to climb back up in front of like 5 teams. So,
Yeah.
All right, very quickly, who's your Gablett Areas, Jez?
Oh, I hate this. I'm going to give it to Jake.
Nice.
7 goals and basically played a massive part in what could be the biggest upset of the year. So,
yep.
Well done, Jake.
Nice. Who are you buying a beer?
I'm going to buy Old Man Danger a beer because he turned the clock back on Thursday night. As you said, though, nobody went with him. 5 goals, was back to his sort of bustling, blistering best. Still didn't look anywhere near his actual best, but just showed that he's still got 1 or 2 left in him. So, yeah, I'm going to buy Old Danger.
I think mine would really, probably combine with my Spud of the Week, Tom Lynch, because as I said, like he's my Spud of the Week, but he's also, you're buying me beer because he's won Carlton 2 games. So.
Who was your best on ground, Jim?
I don't have anybody. I'm going to let you read them out. I've literally got a Spud of the Week and that's it. So,
fair enough.
Who are your Spuds of the Week?
So in the same game, the much vaulted Jezza Cameron only had 4 disposals and didn't kick a goal. And then the man who's the namesake for the award is Ben Mackay. 5 disposals, did kick a goal. It was from the softest free kick you have ever seen. It was just so Tiggy Touchwood crap. He was just, every time he went off, every time they took Caddy off after he did something good and Ben Mackay, you could just hear the whole Essendon fans go, oh. So I think somebody yelled out, can you please retire, Ben? And I was just like, yes, I'm with you.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
All right, better than Bootsma.
Look, he's probably I don't know if he still counts as a young'un, but Kyle Lohman kicked 5 on Thursday night in the same game again. It was probably the game of the round for me. And I thought he was pretty good. He just pops up and has these sort of games when it seems to be like he's got really good timing. If he pops up and kicks a bag, they usually win. And it's usually when they need him to, not sort of, against the crap teams like some other players do. But I'm also going to give a special mention, and this was one of the very few highlights that I didn't mention earlier, the Essendon St Kilda game, was young ruckman Nick Bryan, who spent a lot of time on the injury list. He didn't have a lot of the ball, but his actual tap work in the ruck, he absolutely dominated Rowan Marshall. Rowan Marshall got the better of him around the ground and just used his experience and that sort of thing and impacted the scoreboard and the like. But I just thought, for someone who has been so injury prone and he's so probably behind in his development, I just thought his ruck work, and if the midfielders could actually rove to him, he was going to give us first use. Unfortunately, the hit-outs to advantage didn't quite match up with the hit-outs, but he won that side of the battle quite well, and I thought it was a good sign for him. So he gets a special mention.
Good job.
Yeah.
Special mention for a special man. Right.
He's not alone.
Cool. Let's go. Round 18. I've actually got this one correct. It is round 18 that we're heading into.
Or is it 19? We've had an opening.
Well, it's round 18.
I'm not going to start that. Sorry, Jim. That was rude.
Well, it's round 18 because we missed a couple of episodes whilst I was in the States. We've now actually cycled up with the round that is coming up with the round that I think, or the episode that we're on. So this is episode 18 for round 18. It actually works out okay. And we have a top of the table clash for Thursday night football. This is insane that we get Freo versus Sydney. Freo coming off their first loss since opening round. They're 12.5-point favourites against the Swans. Look, my love for Wharfie time and the Purple Haze is well documented. as is my love for Chad Chudley Warner and Isaac He-Man Heaney. Just don't ask him about how he felt about playing in Pride Round. But Freo, back at home, after the trap game of all trap games, GWS and Canberra on a big winning streak. Can they pull this off, Jez? 12.5-point favourites against Sydney. I think I'm going to go the Swans, but I think Freo still win.
I am going to go Freo to win this one comfortably.
Nice.
I think they're going to bounce back, and I still haven't seen anything in the last, let's say, 4 weeks from Sydney that makes me think that they have got anything to challenge Freo with, and they are the second or probably third best team at the moment. I think Freo are going to bounce back.
Second on the ladder by like 2.5 games. They're like these two teams are clearly head and shoulders above everybody else. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I reckon Brisbane are making a pretty good play for. I reckon they're. If you went on current form, it'd be Freo, Brisbane, Sydney. I reckon.
I don't know. Carlton's won 7 straight. Go on, Jess.
Sorry. They were my fourth. They were my fourth pick. Sorry, Josh Fraser.
All right. Friday, Collingwood versus the Roos. They're only 3-goal favourites, 17.5 points against the Roos at the G. It's a game. Actually, I will make sure of this, right? It is at the G because there's no way that Collingwood would have a home game.
It's at Marvel Stadium, Jim.
It's at Marvel. Wow. I knew it was going to be. That's amazing. It changes sort of the, I guess, the handicapping for a game like this, right? Where the Roos are so used to playing at Marvel. They're very good at Marvel. They lose anywhere they're not at Marvel.
It's true.
I think I'm going to, like, losing Wardlaw really hurts. The Warlord is awesome. He does so much for them. The Pies have sort of hit their straps. But I think I'm still going to take the Roos here, Jez. Plus 17.5.
I'm going to take the Roos to cover. I'm still not sure they'll win it, but I think it's going to be a close one because even though Collingwood have hit their straps, I don't know that their straps are that much to rave about. They've beaten some ordinary teams, and even your beloved Fold Coast Suns are counted as that at the moment. So, I haven't seen anything from them, Jim, that says that they're any better, that much better than North, other than the fact that they've won games they should win. I think they'll win, and I think that'll be it for North for the year. I think they'll struggle, and we may even see a little bit of a downhill slide once they realise that their finals hopes are at that. So, I reckon the Roos will cover, but I think Collingwood might just get up. They're the kings of winning by less than a goal, Collingwood, and I can see that happening again. So, hopefully it's a good game and Braden Maynard doesn't decapitate anyone.
Well, I don't know. He's a war criminal, so nothing is beyond him.
It's true.
I'm sort of torn in this one as well because, like, Carlton is currently sandwiched between these two teams on the ladder.
Yep.
And you sort of try to figure out, like, is it better for us if Collingwood lose and we're suddenly equal with them heading into the game that we play against them in a couple of weeks' time? Or do you want to just, like, the teams ahead of you, all you can do is try to keep up. And if you keep winning, your wins go up as well.
What a conundrum.
We've got a better percentage than North. Collingwood's percentage is way better than ours. So, I'm still going to go the Roos. I just want it to be a close one.
Yeah.
I think is where I want to land. There you go. Saturday, St Kilda Port. This is a strange fixture. Marvel getting back-to-back games on a Friday night and then a Saturday early arvo. Saints demolishing Essendon. This is the big test for the Port Adelaide. Play good against teams on their level. What do you reckon here, Jez? Because I kind of want to go the Saints.
Yeah, that line is it's a interesting line because if it was any higher, I would almost be tempted to take Port, and if it was any lower, you'd like even if it was 7.5 for argument's sake, you'd almost. I don't know why the 8.5 has got me so much, but it's not really that much different to 10.5, Jim.
Hmm.
aside from an extra digit. Um, but I think the Saints will win by that. But don't be surprised if Port pull off this and win it. But I'm gonna
Yep.
go the Saints, but I wouldn't be surprised if Port win this game.
All right.
Yeah.
What do we got? GWS Geelong. So
Mm.
again, checking where these teams are playing.
Surely it wouldn't be
This
back to back
one,
Canberra.
they're just going back to NG. NG. So GWS Geelong. The Giants are now 8.5-point underdogs at home
Mm.
against this Cats team. I kind of want to go GWS. I think they just keep playing up or down to the level of their opposition, like hilarious fashion. At home at NG. The Cats, I don't know. They sort of leave me wanting just that little bit more. So I'm going to go the GWS Giants.
Yeah. This is a bit of a danger tip here because the Cats are down, the Giants are up. What happens when you tip the Giants and they're on a streak? They lose. And what happens when you tip against Geelong when they're down? They win. So this one is a bit of an oddball one, but I think GWS can win, but I'm gonna go for Geelong.
All right.
But again, like my previous tip, I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants pull it off. But I'll give you a
Yeah,
shot at pulling another beer back, Jim.
I'm just happy with taking the plus 8.5 for GWS. Same sort of goes for Carlton against Hawthorn. It's a 14.5-point line.
Jeez.
I think I'm going to go the Blues. The Hawks missing Barras. I think the Wizard comes back probably this week. But
Geez, they were ordinary
yeah,
for 2.5 quarters against Melbourne.
the big
They were
question. Yeah, that's it. The
bad.
big question will be: are they first half Hawthorn or are they second half Hawthorn? Against the Blues, they're probably second half Hawthorn. But there was a game that I took the Squid to. I think it was the first game he ever went to,
Hmm.
and it was probably the most apocryphal Michael Voss game ever, where Carlton were up massively on the Hawks at the MCG. My folks had come down for the first game that my mum had
Hmm.
been to in years, and they hold on to win by 1 point. The Squid is absolutely losing his mind, and just before the end of the game, he's like, "I need to go to the toilet,"
Oh,
and I'm like, "I can't do this right now. You need to get a hold of yourself there, pal." And my saintly mum was like, "I'll take him." And so popped down, we were right next to the stairs at the G to go down to level 1. Awesome seats. Down to the toilets. I reckon they got 6 steps and the siren went. It's like, they win. So yeah, he missed the end of the game. It feels like this is that sort of game as well, where it just comes down to the absolute end. So I'm just going to take the points.
yeah.
Hawthorn are a better team than Carlton by a large, large degree. But I'm missing a bunch of dudes. Hopefully the Blues keep this close. And hey, hopefully they win 8 straight. Because I don't know, I haven't banged on about how they've won 7 straight here, Jez, because mostly
No, I haven't noticed you've mentioned it once at all, to be honest.
they fell over
You've
the
been,
line against the
yeah,
Tigers and
that's,
just, what are we doing? Anyway.
yeah. So you might remember back when Matthew Lloyd took Mark of the Year against Melbourne all those years ago. I was at that game and I took my oldest daughter Ashley, and she's now 25. She's been an angel for most of her life. There are a couple of times where she's really that stuck in my mind, and anyway, we were at this game. I think she was maybe 5 or 6, and she goes, "Dad, I really need to go to the toilet." I said, "Okay, come on then, let's go to the toilet." As we're walking up the stairs, I hear the cheer and the roar. And I get back to my seat and I look up at the board, and there's a replay of Matthew Lloyd's Mark of the Year.
No.
It's fair to say I haven't let her forget about it.
Nice.
Another quick one before I give you my tip is, I believe I might be one of the only country footballers, to have been taken off the ground to take his daughter to the toilet. So I was playing a game up at Powtown for Yarra Junction, and my daughter was there, and she was sitting near the bench, and one of the partners of one of the other players was sort of watching her, and she wouldn't go to the toilet with this person, so this runner comes out and goes, "You got to come off." I'm like, "I just came on." Like, no, you have to come off. I'm like, "Okay, why?" "Oh, your daughter needs to go to the toilet." I'm like, "Okay, no worries." So I run off, run up, take her to the toilet, bring her back, straight back on. So, yeah. She's a good girl, but gee, she's done some funny things in her life. So, yeah. But I'm going to go for the Hawks, Jim. I reckon they're going to bounce
All right.
back, and this will be the first loss of Josh Fraser's career, and I think it might be a 5-6 goal loss.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. We'll be finding a pub up here to watch it on Saturday night, the
Yeah,
old man and I. So fingers crossed they keep it close and interesting. Adelaide, Gold Coast also play on Saturday night. The Crom are 17.5-point favourites against the
Ooh.
Suns. I got to go the Crom. Adelaide should look. Adelaide is, remember, below the 27th parallel, and the 27th parallel has not done me very many favours this year.
Well,
So I'm
above
going to
it's
go
not
the Crom.
working very well for Gold Coast either,
It's
so
crazy.
I'm going the Crom as well because even though Adelaide have been ordinary the last couple of weeks, I have zero faith in Gold Coast doing anything other than imploding.
Yep. We have Western Bulldogs, West Coast, the West Bowl.
Ooh.
36.5-point favourites are the Dogs, which tracks, eighth on the ladder, feeling, very much in need of a bounce back win after last week's no-show. They're a strange team at the moment, the Dogs, but at Marvel, 110 on a, Sunday afternoon after West Coast had played at Marvel, gone home, and are flying back to play at Marvel again. I think the Dogs absolutely kill them. So,
Yeah, I think there's two ways this will go. It'll be a close win for the Dogs, or it'll be a 100-point plus. So I'm going to take the Dogs though to cover that. But yeah, it's so hard because you think the Dogs should win by a fair bit at Marvel, and they also should have been in the game against the Swans and weren't. So tipping's so crap this year.
it is. Actually, and so is tipping on this Sunday, right? Because you got this
Ugh.
Dogs 36.5 versus West Coast, Melbourne 41.5 against Richmond.
Yuck.
And then later on, a 10-goal Brisbane Essendon game. But anyway, Melbourne 41.5 against Richmond at the G, Sunday afternoon. What do you reckon here, Jez?
Yeah, I think the D's will get this done pretty easily. I think they will be probably up. If they're up by 96 in the third quarter against Hawthorn, they might be up by 196 against Richmond.
Yeah, I think I want to give Richmond more credit.
Yeah. But they're due for,
hard.
I think I said it before the Carlton game, they're due for one of those big losses. And Melbourne, like Hawthorn after that game, they will want to come, because they could have, well, they weren't going to lose it, but they certainly took their foot off the gas. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one's a little bit more brutal and they maybe go, "Oh, we're up by 10 goals. Hang on, let's keep going till we're up by 20.
Yep. I'll pay that. I think they beat them by 54 earlier in the season. So, yeah, not a big difference here. And then finally, Brisbane, 62.5-point favourites at home against your Bombers on Sunday evening here, Jez. Oh, boy. That is that's a rough one.
Can I take Brisbane to cover that by half time?
I am taking Brisbane. I think it's an absolute demo job.
Yep.
Because Essendon, I would have liked to have seen a little bit of something from this week against the Saints, and we did not get a little something from them this week against the Saints.
To be fair to the Bombers, they were 65 points down at half time, and they were 65 points down at three-quarter time, and they lost by 67. So they showed a little bit of something. I tend to feel like it was more the Saints went, we got this.
We're done here.
It was very bruise-free, and I think it's going to be another bruise-free game. And I reckon, yeah, by half time, this one will be well and truly done.
Yeah. I like it. All right. So what do we got? We've got, I want to say 1, 2, 3 different this week. I'll have to do the tallying at some point on holidays and figure out where you're at. I think you're still up by probably 2 or 3. I think I pulled a few back this week, but we might have ended up level pegging. I think because we had 4 different, maybe. But anyway, Slevo's Punters Club this week, very quickly for me. Logan Morris 4+ against your Bomb Rays.
He could kick 10.
Yeah, I would probably ladder him 3, 4, 5, 6 and roll with that.
Yeah.
And I think looking over my ones from last week, I don't think Dacos got the 2 goals, I want to say.
Yeah, and I don't think Cozzy did either.
Cozzy didn't get the 2 either. So had felt pretty good about that one, but oh well. You get that on the big jobs.
You do.
Anyway, how about you there, Jez?
I'm going to go a combination of the Melbourne and Richmond over with the Brisbane and Essendon over.
Ooh.
We're going to... Actually, you know what? We'll just take the Sunday overs. All 3 of them.
Sunday overs.
The Sunday overs. We're going to match them all up and take all 3 overs for the Sunday because they could be... It could be the highest margin for a day of combined margin for a day of football ever.
It could be.
And you heard it here first, Jim. Exclusive.
Yeah, you could have like a 240-point margin on the Sunday combined, I reckon. Yeah. Wouldn't be a big surprise. Nice one. That's a great shout.
And
I'll jump on with you.
My last week's one was Harry McFive, which I think he kicked 3.
Yep.
And Cripps got up, though. He got the 25 and a goal.
Yep.
Yeah, so not far off, but Harry still hasn't kicked his McFive. So
yeah, Harry McFive is the big letdown of the season. And like it will get there, but he managed 1 last week. Yeah. Because I was on the Harry McFive train as well, and I'm like, here we go. And just never really got there. But anyway. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. I think that's it. You beauty.
That's us.
I like that this is the short show and it's still an hour. So good job.
Yeah, we did well.
But that is it. The round 17 wrap, not to be confused with the round 18 wrap because that's coming next week. The round 19 preview, round 18 preview is there for you. There you go. We'll have the round 19 preview next week. But I'll be up here again in tropical, the Cassowary coast.
Beautiful.
Hanging out, watching footy on the big screens. I do love that up here. They're just like, there's no shame. They're just like sport in every pub.
Yeah.
Shut up. And you're like, yes.
Don't like it.
That's right.
Leave.
It's so good.
Seems to be a common phrase up there. Don't like it, get out. A lot of people. Do you see a lot of people that look like you up there?
I do actually.
Red beards.
A lot of beards. And I'm like, this is great. I think there was a couple of years ago. I remember like, why is everyone looking at me like all the time? It was when we were in Port Douglas. And yeah, the beard, it does sort of stick out. You go a little bit more, not so touristy, I guess. And yeah, suddenly there's a lot more sort of homegrown beards. And you're like, this.
My people.
No one blinks. It's great, I guess. Anyway. Make sure you're following us on all the socials, Facey, IG, what else we got? All the other ones, you know that. YouTube, no
Get
video this
around
week.
The power rankings. Get around them.
To be, just take it easy, would you? Yeah. Jeez, it's all a bit of a laugh.
Kindness is easy, friends. Kindness is easy.
Yeah. Some of the brouhahas, I don't know, do they send into fracas territory, some of these comment sections? It's crazy. But
Brandon Maynard would look like a member of the Wiggles compared to some of these stoushes that are going on in the comments. So.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Jez. Good chat. Enjoyed that. Mate. It was very fun.
Yeah.
We'll catch us all next week. So until then, stay off the rubbish gear. It's Footy Unfilterated. See yous.
Bye.